Adille Sumariwalla, the president of the Athletics Federation, Indian Athletics Federation. He is here. He is joining us on the phone line, sir. Mr. Sumariwalla, first of all, congratulations. What a feat by Neeraj. And as I was just talking to, I have Norris Preetham, journalist, senior journalist with me, Samarjeet Singh, who's the national coach. He's here. Sir, we were just talking about how fantastic it is to see 3 Indians in javelin. Then you had 4 into 400 meter relay. Then you had Parul. And it was just such a wonderful day, such a glorious day in Indian athletics, sir.
Absolutely. I think our athletes have performed to what they had promised to perform. Some of them didn't perform as well, but these Parul really smashed the national record, which was a very tough record set by Lalita Babbar at the Rio Olympic Games in 2016. For a long time, the Asian record for the relay was with India, then at around 3 minutes. Then Japan broke it, and it was a real treat to see that the Indian relay team has run below 3 minutes in 2 days. Yesterday was just unlucky that 2 of our athletes, one had to jump over another athlete who fell, the other one had to go around during the exchange. But incredible that in the top 6 javelin throwers, you have 3 Indians there. And this just goes to show the commitment, the work, the ecosystem that the Athletic Federation of India has created around the athletes. So 4x400 was one of the events that was shortlisted 10 years ago. We had brought in Galina Coach, who herself was an Olympic medalist. We did well. For a while, we came up to 3 minutes. We couldn't break 3 minutes. We changed the coach. We brought in Jason from Jamaica. Parul and Sable was just unlucky that he just totally misjudged that race. Otherwise, Sable would have had some outstanding performance here. He was in very, very good shape. So Parul and they are training with Scott Simmons at Colorado Springs.
Right.
So it's just not. And for javelin, we've had 3 foreign coaches. We started with Gary Calvert, then we had Uwe Horn and Klaus, also a biomechanics expert. So all these, when we started javelin, when I was competing in the 80s, the nationals was won at 65 meters, 66 meters, 67 was then the national record. Today, you have 10 javelin throwers throwing close to 80 meters.
Wow.
Between 75 upwards. So we identified the event, we got the people. Long jump and triple jump was another event which we identified. We brought in our Romanian coach, one of the best European coaches. Sri Shankar and Aldrin, in my view, were just unlucky on that day. Otherwise, they had some fantastic performances, both having jumped over 840, which is world class, which is absolutely world class. Relay team twice in 2 days, running below 3 minutes, absolute world class. So, throwing over 80 meters, absolute world class. So, it's you can see the sort of ecosystem that the Federation has created. You can't do it with just one coach and one athlete. It's the coach, it's the athlete, it's the physio, it's the doctor, it's the masseur. It's creating a whole ecosystem, and that is what we have done. We are doing coaches education on one side, we are doing technical officials education on the other side. So it's when the whole ecosystem comes together, that's when you get performance.
And what a performance it has been, sir. There seems to be a complete, what do I say, there's complete silence after Neeraj's win from last night. We're all trying to contact him. Of course, this was late into the night, and because of the time difference. So I'd love to know what were
No,
the
you can't
celebrations.
contact him. Let me tell you.
What?
No, there were no celebrations. There were no real. I mean, because Neeraj, by the time he finished the press interview with Indian athletes, it was already 12 o'clock. It was already close to 12 o'clock time in
Budapest.
In Budapest. Yeah, and then he had to go into dope control. By the time he finished and came home to the hotel, it was past 3 o'clock in the morning. For him, the poor fellow had not even got a proper meal to eat after his great win. He did whatever little he snacked here and there, and now he's fast asleep. So we don't want to disturb him. And basically, of course, the Indian team was going crazy, celebrating and having fun at the hotel. But it's a historic day, and I think he's probably the greatest athlete India's ever produced. An Olympic champion, a world champion, a Commonwealth champion, Asian Games champion, an Asian Athletics champion, a Diamond League champion. I mean, in no sport in India, anybody has come even near parallel to that sort of performance. So to me, he's probably the greatest athlete India has ever produced.
Mr. Sumariwalla, I'd also want to ask you about what the preparation was like coming into the World Championship, because I remember after Lausanne, he was worried about the muscle strain, and then of course he missed competitions. This was the big one. So what was that preparation like?
No, we had to be very careful, and even here he was very, very careful because he had just recovered from a groin injury. He was just about fit. He had lost a couple of weeks of training, so he wasn't in full load training, and therefore we were worried. We were really worried for every throw that he was throwing, that he should hold out, and the competition was very, very intense and fierce. Remember, the silver and the bronze medalists have both thrown over 90 meters. Neeraj has never thrown over 90. So every throw, those guys were throwing, a heart was in our mouth to say, like, my God, what's going to happen next? And we were just hoping that nothing should go wrong with Neeraj's injury and it should not reoccur, because Neeraj was putting in his really was putting in everything that he had to ensure that he managed to stay on top.
Okay, Mr. Sumariwalla, I'll let you go now, sir. I'm sure you haven't rested well as well, but congratulations once again. And if you do happen to, of course, you will meet Neeraj at some point, do congratulate him and tell him that this country is so proud of him.